What's up, guys? Welcome to the Shelby Clement podcast. This is a podcast where we are going to talk about everything. Like, literally nothing is off limits. We are figuring out business, life, religion, and motherhood all at one time. I am a small town girl chasing a big old dream that's here to let you in on this entire journey as I completely surrender to Jesus and let him guide me on what he has next. This podcast is going to be filled with raw solo episodes from yours truly. I'm going to bring you along on the journey every week of what I have going on, as well as I'm going to interview big brand names, aka women that have done what I am doing, that are willing to get unfiltered and raw with us to bring you along on their journey as well. Guys, I hope you freaking love this podcast. I am here just to be a girlfriend, a friend, a mentor, whatever it is, to let you know that you are not alone in this journey called life and building a business and chasing your God-given talent. Guys, welcome to the Shelby Clement podcast. Let's get to it. All right, guys, welcome back to the podcast. I'm so freaking excited to have my girl, Belle. One, I'm obsessed with her already. I just met her in December via email, but in real life, in January, y'all, she is the galley pop behind the Nuudist program and truly blown away by everything about you. And I'm just so excited for my listeners and my community to hear from you and ask you all the goodness. So welcome to the podcast.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. No, me and Shelby literally fell in love with each other the moment we met. Like, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Okay, so can you give a little backstory of who you are? First off, guys, she's 22, right?
Yeah.
She's 22 and she's the community manager for NUUDS. I just wanted to put that out there because I didn't know if we would get there fast enough, but I'm going to just do it. But I'm just like so excited by your drive, your vision, your knowledge, just like your maturity. So I want you to dive in, tell everybody you obviously just graduated. So start there and then let's just go into now.
Yeah. So, hi, I'm Belle and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Originally, I grew up in a suburb called Tequila and I went to the University of Alabama. I just graduated in May of 2025 and I got a job in here in Dallas, Texas at NUUDS as the community. Well, I didn't start as a community marketing. I started actually on Darylann's personal team and then got a job more on the nude side in like the summer, July, August. And I've been working there since 5 days after I graduated, May 14th. And I've been living here in Dallas, Texas since. And I'm started the Nuudist ambassador program. I got approached to start it in September. And then I reached out to all you guys in December. And then now we're here in February.
It's wild.
How fast we do things.
Happen. So many things. So first off, did you know I went to LSU?
Wait, so I was actually just talking on Instagram and figured that out. And I was like, wait a second. Did we talk about this on the trip?
Never talked about this.
Are you an LSU fan, like avid? Because I'm an avid Alabama fan.
So yes, but like not right now. Like I was when I went there clearly, but not like, I'm not going to be like roll tide. I mean, like we're going to
Yeah.
I mean, I came to Alabama for the LSU Alabama game when I was in college and that got pretty brutal. Yeah. That was the actually one. But y'all had Saban then too. So like it was fine, whatever. Yeah. But no, when you said that, when I reread it, like I knew it because we said it in Dallas. Yeah. And then I reread it again and it never clicked. And then just now I was like, wait, I'm like an LSU player. He's Rolls Tide. And like, but we're friends.
Yeah. Story of the SEC though, like truly.
It's, it is what it is. Okay. So let's go in because we have permission to go into the story of how you got the job at NUUDS because truly, guys, she's 22. She's a genius. I will say this, but like this is a lot of college girls like dream, like to work for these big brands, to be a manager, to run these programs. Can you start a little bit first off? How did you get started? How did you approach it? All the things.
So it's so true that like I am totally knowledgeable of the fact that I'm like totally living a dream of a 22-year-old because every 22-year-old girl wants to work in like fashion or beauty and every 22-year-old guy wants to work in sports. And usually it's not realistic and I'm very blessed I got there. So it all really starts with my aunt. My aunt is Maureen Kelly, who is the CEO and founder of Tarte. And she gave me my passion and love for marketing. I interned with Tarte like the summer before college, the summer in college. I've always been in touch with them and helping them and like done one-offs with them all the time. And so that I knew going into college, I wanted to major in marketing. which is rare. Like a lot of people don't know what they want to major in, or they're just like maybe. So I was very lucky in that sense that I had that role model and connection to show me that. And I mean, business world, all about connections, you must know. So I'm interned at Commando, which is another fashion brand remotely. And then I entered at a PR agency in New York. I keep wanting to say last summer, but nope, that was in college 2 summers ago. And Allison Broad, and learned so much. So I've done in-house and agency, which is like ideal. Like in marketing, you want to do both if you can, and just to see both sides. And then I'm gonna be honest, I really wanted to move to Dallas. I did. So my boyfriend's from here. All my friends, like both of our friends, are from here, and a lot were moving here after college because a lot of Alabama kids go to either like Dallas, Atlanta, or Birmingham, really. And I wanted to go somewhere new after college. I didn't want to go back yet. So Dallas was like up there, obviously, because my friends and boyfriend, and I'm in the job search, applying every day on LinkedIn, messaging, career fair, doing the things. And I'm talking to my aunt, obviously, and she's was like randomly called me one day in April before I'm graduating. And at this point, I had just recently got a job offer for an agency in Atlanta.
Oh wow.
But it was like a marketing analyst role, so like nowhere near this realm. Or like
Good.
SEO.
I'm glad that wasn't for you because I just don't see
Yeah,
your.
and like it would have been like a totally fine first job,
Yeah.
would have learned whatever. But so I was like, I finally thought like, okay, I'm set. Like I get to graduate and I have a job. Like that's the goal, right? Like you always want. But then she calls me, and I was still looking though, like just if an opportunity arose. And she called me and said, "Oh my gosh, we're doing a trip in with Tart down here in the Keys where she lives, next week, and Darren owns NUUDS, and and it's in Dallas. Like, what if you come and like down there and like talk to her and see?" And I was like, "Well, that sounds freaking awesome. First of all, I'm going on a trip with Tart, and second of all, a Dallas job." And then like I've obviously knew of Darren
Yeah.
NUUDS, even though I'm like she's worked with Tart so long for a long time that I've known her. And so then I'm obviously like looking into NUUDS, looking into Darren, like freaking out. And I didn't think this was a interview really when I was meeting her. I really thought it was like get to know her if something came up situation. Like I thought it was more a networking opportunity. Like it wasn't because they're not the brand who's like posting on LinkedIn if we have a
Yeah.
job. Like I already did all that. So I didn't even know if they had an opening or like what
Yeah.
they were looking for. And so it was my senior year, right? So it's like the last week, and we have like parties all week. Like that's the fun part of college, right? But obviously, I'm gonna miss these parties, go on tripping with Tart for a few days, and then try and see what happens. But tripping with Tart started on Tuesday. Tuesday, we had our senior bar call that literally you look up to
Yeah.
right when you pledge a sorority. Like you get your what superlatives most
Yeah.
likely to. One thing, if you don't know about me, is I'm obsessed with Taylor Swift. If you can't read that, and my superlative was most likely to walk down the aisle to "The Man" by Taylor Swift.
I
It's
love
also
that.
like woman empowering. Like it's just so up my alley.
Yes.
So I was like, I'm gonna come early Wednesday morning because Tuesday was like they fly in, they just have that dinner. Like it wasn't like
Yeah.
it was just that night. So I do the bar crawl. I go. I did it well though. I go and wake up the
Wait,
next
where's
morning.
the trip? We need to tell the people where the Tart trip was.
The Keys,
Okay.
4 Keys.
Okay.
Sorry, Key Largo, where my aunt lives, but it was at this like cool like bungalow area in Key Largo. So I go on like a 5 a.m. flight out of Birmingham, connect to Atlanta, go to Miami, and the party started like they had a pool party at Marine's house, my aunt, as their main event that day. This is when they were dropping Cherry Crush. And so I knew I had to go there straight to their house, change for a pool party look from the airport.
Yeah.
I get to Marine's house, and luckily everyone's like out by the pool and not really in the front door. So I run and I change and I freshen up and do all the things. And then I go find Marie. I'm like really close with a lot of her team and a lot of people who work at Tarte, like still to this day.
Yeah.
And I was talking to them and they're like, okay, like let's introduce you to Daryl Ann. I'm like, okay. And I go and it was like literally within the first 5 minutes. I meet Daryl Ann and I'm like, they introduced me like, hey, this is Belle. And she's like, oh my God, hey. And like jumps and hugs me. Like if you now met her, like such her personality.
Yes.
Oh my God, hi. And she was wearing nude swim, which hadn't dropped yet for the first time. And
This is a phase.
she immediately, it was an interview right off the bat in the kitchen. She was like, so tell me about yourself. And I give my little elevator pitch about myself. And then she asked me, like, what do you want to accomplish now? What do you want to accomplish in a year? And what do you want to accomplish in 5 years? Like something along those lines. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh,
Holy
like I did not think at first this interview. And I did think it wouldn't happen the first 5 minutes, that's for sure. So I come up with my answers. I told her like I dream for marketing and passion. I ideally want to do really cool creative things. I want to see all sides. Like at this point I like want to touch social. I want to touch influencer. I want to touch digital, all the things. And then she brings Daniel in, and at this point I did not Daniel's Darlan's husband, and they do the news
Yep.
all together.
Yep.
And he even does like her own brand back end. And at this point I did not know that. And so I was just like, hey, what's up? Like didn't realize I
You
needed
know
to.
who Daniel was.
No, I knew it was her husband, but I didn't know how involved he was. And
You
I was
know
like, I didn't know I need to like impress him
it.
too.
Okay.
So silly and stupid. And I remember the night before, my aunt had talked me up to Darylyn at the dinner and was like, what are you looking for? Like, yada yada. Belle's really good at X, Y, and Z. And then I just found this out on the Nuudist dinner, and Shelby was there, from Daniel, that she said, don't go easy on her. Like go hard on her. And which I love, because then she knew
I
that
love
she knew
that.
I was worth it, and I appreciated it, because even though she got me all my connections, like I do believe I got myself through the door, you know?
Yes.
And
Well, Daniel made a great point. Like business is all about connections. It's if you can actually seal the deal. Like we can all introduce you to anybody that you want. It's really about like if you can actually close the deal and impress someone.
thank you so much. No, I really believe that she got me really cool connections, and then like my hard work got me through those doors. And so, because she wouldn't have kept recommending me if it wasn't worth it. But she sent me that night, she called me at like really late and was like, okay, she's looking for X, Y, and Z. You need to bring up these points. You need to talk about this, this, and this. So I make a whole list about like on my notes app, things to talk about, things to say. And so that's what I was like memorizing on the plane. So then when I'm meeting her and she's interviewing me, she was like, oh, write down my number and email. Like I'm gonna have my assistant reach out to you. And when I was pulling it up to do that, I was like, look, I literally have a Darland note like to talk about this. And she loved it. And Lauren, who works at Tarte, was like, that was so good. Like that everyone wants to hear that. And like it just showed that you like were really prepared and looked into her and all those things. And then the day goes on. I really didn't see her much after that trip because there's a boat day. She stayed back because she didn't want to get seasick. And then I saw her at the pool the next day. And they were talking about like, what cool marketing things do you like? Just poolside talk, you know, totally chill. And we literally were saying the same ideas that we loved on marketing. Like we were like, we always think they do out of the box marketing. We always do this. And so we really hit it off. And then that night when I saw him at the dinner, her assistant Tava, who you met on the trip, who was literally like a queen. I don't know how she does it. She has superpowers. She texted me and said, they're flying back tomorrow and you can interview at 4 p.m. if you can on Friday. And I was like, gonna take a really early flight back Friday. And I had my last day of class party on Friday for my sorority.
Yes.
It's called LDoc.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no. Yesterday, I did not go to my party, and I was like, I'm doing this interview, obviously. They even said, like, you can do it on Monday if you want. And I was like, nope, if you're giving me 4 p.m. on Friday, I'm doing 4 p.m. on Friday.
Absolutely.
And I stayed at my aunt's house that day and, like, prepped for the interview, did the interview, and then flew back. And then by that Monday night, Daniel called me, and I got the job offer. And he was like, can you start next Monday? And I was like, can I start Wednesday? I'm going on a family graduation trip for the weekend. He was like, yeah.
But like, didn't they say like you were even willing to just not go? Like you were just like,
yeah, like I was like, I mean, I graduate Friday and then I'm going to the beach for like 3 days to celebrate. Like I can miss it if I need. And he was like, you're fine. And I literally also had to like move to Dallas. Speaking of,
you just had to do all of it at once.
Yeah. And so I drive from the beach to Dallas. And I stayed at my boyfriend's parents' house for a few days. We got our apartment later that month and started the whole journey.
And now we're here.
But it's been so freaking fun and awesome. I can't even tell you.
I love this for you just because like it came out of left field. Like, yes, you had the connections and you knew like you got in the room. but like you cared enough to do your research. You cared to ask the genuine questions. You cared to just be yourself because you weren't even prepared for the 3 questions that she had about like what is your goals in like now 1 year, 5 years, but you were able
Mhm.
to shoot it out. And honestly, you're just like really listening to you talk. I'm just like, how are you, 22? Because you are so mature for your age, because you've
Thank
had
you.
internships, you've learned so much, you love marketing, and you're actually
Mhm.
really good at this job that you do now for Nudes. Can you bring us back to like, for those that don't know, but I'm sure everybody listens to my podcast, they do know, but can you tell them first off, what is Nudes? And then how did y'all come about? Like, why did you think that this Nudist ambassador program
Mhm.
was a good idea? And then I have additional questions just because like a lot of people have asked questions. So I would love to get your feedback on it too. So let's start there.
So Nudes is a clothing brand that is sold only online and it does elevated basics. And it originally was started because Darren had a baby and wanted to put on a t-shirt and jeans and felt ugly and hated it and wanted to cry in the mirror, and she's like, this shouldn't be this hard. And she was like, I can do it better. So she did. And she went and she figured it out and made t-shirts that made women at any stage in their life feel confident and feel good. And from there it just took off. They sold out in like 7 minutes. So she was like, okay, I found something in the market that's needed. And so they started with, t-shirts and bodysuits and PJs, and people fell in love with the fabric and fell in love with it. And since then she's done many drops of cool items and one-offs, and then she did swim, and she's really just brought Nudes to a whole new world of clothing. And Nudes is all about making women feel confident and empower women. That's at its core. We could do as many products as we can, but it goes down to like that t-shirt made you feel good that day when you got up. You could put on that outfit when you had to get 5 kids out the house, or when your baby's crying and you just like needed to get out and get coffee. Like, that's why she made Nudes. And so it's way more than just the clothes. It's all about the feeling and community. And so we answer every DM. Darren always answered her DMs. We talk to the community. We do Q&A because we want to make what's good for people. And so that leads to why we created the Nuudist. We're so much about a community that we wanted to. It's an ambassador program technically, even though I told Shelby this and all of them, we don't even like using that term sometimes because it sounds so like rigid and strict, or you think of
Yeah.
other ambassador programs where they're like paid influencer campaigns almost, but like this is not about that. This is about, we picked Shelby because Shelby can talk to her community, knows her followers, can get those new eyeballs on our products. She can tell you, like, I'm obsessed with this sweatset, guys. It's so soft, and you trust her. So then you might go and look and get it. And
Yeah.
that's how the whole course started. So whenever we picked these 10 women, we picked them as a nudes girl, is what we kept saying. You're a mom, you might not be a mom, but you're a mom, you're a millennial maybe. You wear nudes because it makes you feel good. You might style nudes in a cool way that like helps other customers or followers know, oh, I can style that easily, but they just didn't have the time or thought to like put it together, you
Yeah.
know? And so
Yeah.
then they follow that. And we want this program to like reach more communities, and then i.e. the people who followed you from your community can talk to their community, and we're
Yep.
just reaching and reaching and reaching to help women at the end of the day.
I love that. Do you remember back in the moment when y'all came up with this idea? Like, what were y'all doing? What
Yeah.
was it like?
Oh, I can tell you exactly,
Yeah,
actually.
I want to know, like, how did this even like the inception
Yeah.
formulate?
So Natalie, who is our VP of marketing, she is the best boss mentor ever, and she came to me whenever she telling me like, you're all on nudes now. Like, I was really Darren and nudes for a long time. And she came to me and told me she wanted to do ambassador program because she had done one in the past where she worked, and she was like, but I want to do it in a nudes way. And so we took a meeting, me, Natalie, and Darren, at this hotel downtown. It's actually right by where you guys stayed.
Yeah.
And we went on this like club floor level and found like a private room. We wanted to get out of the office, one, to like not distract, two, we really believe in new areas can help creative mind flow,
Yep.
or like a walk and talk situation. And so we're at this like it honestly is like a cocktail bar at night. And so we're there at like 12 p.m. like during the day, like working,
Yeah.
which is really funny. And we're sitting there, and so we just have this running doc, and we're talking, and we're basically like, okay, ambassador program from the start. We literally say, who is she? and we write that. And we all are talking and saying, who is this girl? And basically what I said about the 10 women, and we were like, someone who isn't scared to talk to the camera, but doesn't need to be like, I'm an influencer. She's just talking to the camera because she wants to talk to her friends.
Yeah.
Like, and we just sat there and did that. And then we were talking, okay, where do we want this to take us? And we said, oh, it's all about awareness. We want new eyeballs. We want people, because we know it's hard to buy something online. And we even know, like, maybe it's more expensive and it's online, and those are your two thresholds, that like you are seeing Shelby or you're seeing someone else to be like, okay, I'm going to make that jump. And so we really want to get the awareness and get new cities and get new people out there to see us, because we want, to make women feel good. And so we're sitting there, we're talking, and we're just typing and typing and typing. I still have the doc. It'll be interesting to go back and see it, honestly.
Yes.
And we're making a list of people that we initially we think is good. We're making a list of cities we would love to represent. And that was about like a 5-hour meeting. And then since then, me and Natalie did one-offs together. Like, I went to her house one time and we just grew. We made like a scope, and then we made the reach. And then me and Daryl Ann sat here one day. This was in November, because I was like, I think I want to send out the invites Thanksgiving. And she was like, no. She's like, let us sit down. She wanted to perfect it a little more, which I love Daryl Ann about. She's like, even if it cuts too close to time, Daryl Ann will be like, if it's not perfect, it's not happening. And so we said, Natalie had to go. And so me and Daryl Ann sat here at work for like 2 hours. And we went through every girl. And we picked the top 10 girls that we wanted, that we thought would do it. And we knew when we picked y'all that we were like, this is something they want too. And I can tell you, the 10 we picked, all 10 said yes and are the 10 nudists, which is rare. We totally thought we'd get a no.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it might be like so we thought we'd get a no because, like, one, maybe they can't commit to this year program. We thought we'd get, or just even like the commitments were too much. And I mean, and then that whole winter break, when I sent the email, I keep calling it winter break. I'm so in college.
It's okay. I went on a winter break too, so it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, I like went home for a week and then
yeah.
And I sent the email December 19th, the Friday before, like, we had the week of Christmas off.
Yep.
I, like, every day I would say, like, I got 1 nudist, I got 2, I got 3, and then, like, when I finally got, like, 7 out of 10, like, my dad took me to dinner to celebrate, and we were like, I mean, that alone was, like, we were so excited, happy.
Yes.
And then we got, before, I think the last person told me, like, right after Christmas, before New Year's, and we got 10 out of 10 before the New Year. And Natalie told me when she goes, I want you to, like, launch this, and the launch being I reach out to you guys by the end of the year. And I did it by 2025.
You had commitment by the end of the year.
I'm in the nudes. Just kidding. I actually just want to talk to y'all about nudes. Y'all, if you have not heard about this brand, it is probably one of the best brands that you can have as a working mom, a stay-at-home mom, a lady that really wants to just be professional and throw on a blazer. You have anything from a slinky rib tee to the perfect tee to literally the everyday tee. They have something for every single thing. You have your matching set just like this. The PJs are out of this freaking world. I have probably a million of them. And the best part about what Daryl Ann did when she created this brand is the whole goal of nudes is to fit real bodies. Meaning whether you maybe have tried a shirt on and maybe it hugs your arm in the wrong place, so it feels really big. Or maybe it's the waist where it pinches your, love handles, or maybe your armpit fat. Whatever it is, it really does make you feel confident. I'm a mom of 2 boys. I own a business. And so there's days that I can dress like this and go to carpool drop off. And then there's days where I have to actually get on stage and present in front of a lot of people. Nudes has actually been in my closet and has been a staple of my wardrobe for years. It has helped me with my confidence level, no matter what shape or size I was in, whether that was after babies, before babies, whatever the case was, there was always something that really did just fit my body exactly how I needed it to for me to feel confident and elevated at the same time. It is literally the best basics that you can add to any collection in your closet, and it honestly has become the go-to thing that I've grabbed every day. So if you are someone new to NUUDS and you've never heard of it, don't worry. I have a link in my show notes for you to grab. And also, guess what? I have a 20% code for you to utilize right now. So you can also get obsessed with NUUDS and then thank me later. Or maybe your husband will be mad because you'll have such an obsession. But hey, at least we'll be cute, matching, and confident. Check out the link. Let me know what you think, and I'll chat with you soon.
And guys, let me just clarify as she's saying this, because I've talked to a lot of the girls now. I'm just talking on mine and like some of the conversations.
Yeah.
A lot of us that got this email didn't think it was real. So like that is probably what stunted a lot of responses to her, because my response to her, like I remember getting it on the airplane and I was just reading it and I was like, wait, and it just kept going and it kept going and it kept going. And I literally, it was like, if you have any questions, please let me know. And I was like, the only question is this real? Like, this is like,
Yeah.
she's
She literally emailed me back and it's real before I get further into this. And I was like, yeah.
don't play with my heart, because if this is not real, I'm gonna cry, you know. But oh my god, I love it. You know why? Let me tell you why. I'll tell you anyway. Because y'all picked such, first off, I'm very honored that I was picked for this. But like everybody else, the other 9 women were it's so hard to get a lot of women in a room that mesh together, that have the same goals, that are very kind and very down to earth and very just like normal. And like y'all did such a fantastic job of really handpicking women that, just like when we met and we first initially met, immediately on text messages, I remember looking at my husband and my kids, was like, the NUUDS group that started, I'm gonna need y'all to leave the room, and like mommy is gonna be on her phone, okay? And then every day. And then literally, when we get there, it's just like everybody clicked. And it was just like easy. We were all nervous. We all dealt with imposter syndrome. We were all like, how is it me? Like we all felt the exact same way, whether we had 0 followers or I think the biggest one is like 230 or 240 or 250. I don't know. But it's literally 1,000 guys if you're listening to this. But like nobody was better than the other person, and everybody was so helpful. And I just think that is kudos to you, Daryl and Natalie, because you chose this morale of this room for the founding members of this program, which is so cool.
I mean, that is like music to my ears to hear, because you know, like that was my goal and that was what I hoped, and I like knew that by watching you guys. But I mean, you really don't know until you get everyone in a room, right? Yeah. And literally, Shelby was the very first one to show up.
Are we shocked, Belle? Like, are we shocked?
Yeah, first of all, no. Second of all, I fell meeting her, and she has it on video. I regret because now they're gonna ask for it. And I was like, this is literally like, I call it my NUUDS baby, this program, and I'm like, oh yeah, I just fall meeting the first one in person. That's great, love that. But everyone just, you're so right, hit it off, talked about it, and then there was no like, because like I always said, it was never about we're picking an influencer. We say we pick someone who's influential.
Yeah.
It didn't matter about the followers. It mattered about the personality. Like these people are influential to their community.
Yeah.
And so whenever, you know, there's always those fears of like, will everyone get along, or is some people gonna act like this? Like, and it didn't. And like, even if girls had more followers or less, you couldn't tell in the room.
You couldn't.
The only way was if they were giving advice because they were helpful. And it was like so nice. Like we're all a community, we're helping each other.
Yeah. I think too, a lot of what happened is as soon as everybody said the word, because like when you get in a room, we've all been in a room with a lot of women. And if you aren't quick to admit like your flaw or like your mindset, like meaning like we all said the word imposter syndrome, every single person, like every single person, I think that also chilled out the room a little bit, because they're like, okay, they're just like me too. We're all here.
Yeah.
But then what flipped our entire mindset was when Daryl was like, we chose y'all. She was like, I just want y'all to know this. We chose y'all because we see something that you may not see in yourself yet, but we see something in you that's so far beyond where you are right now. And we had sidebar conversations about that one statement, and everybody was like, yes, that's actually when like our mind.
That moved me, and I'm not a creator. I was like she said how we thought and built y'all like out loud, and that's why she is who she is and does what she does. But we were like we know the potential, we see it. And I don't think y'all clock that. And it's funny because I'm on the other end and I have imposter syndrome, that y'all have imposter syndrome, that y'all are excited about it. I'm like, wait, I built something they're actually excited about, like they actually want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm first job 22 out here, like, did I pick the right girls? Is it worth it? Do they even want to do it? You know, like, and
Slam
you guys were
dunk.
like, is this real?
Slam dunk, baby. Okay, wait, we got a lot of questions. Okay, so there's multiple avenues on how to work with nudes, right? Okay, so as much as you could tell us, could you break it down? Because a lot of people were like, wait, how did you become a nudist ambassador? Like, I was like, girl, I don't
Yeah.
even know. But like, you have your nudist, you have your real body campaign, you have somewhat,
Yeah.
I think you have influencers, right? So can you break down
Great question.
different people for us?
Yeah, so that's actually my whole job. I am the person of contact for that. So we have the Nudist Ambassador Program. That's one field. And then Real Bodies is a whole separate campaign where that's customers. It's not even a campaign. It's a initiative that we've launched since where customers apply to come on a brand trip and they get spoiled like a brand trip and they get to experience it and they get to experience nudes firsthand and they try on our spring core collection Real Bodies. So that's one avenue. So how we do with influencers and UGC and all the things, we have an affiliate program on our website. Anyone can apply. It's on our website at the bottom, affiliate program, you can apply. And that is where you will have a link and you have an affiliate commissionable link if you get approved and you can post us whenever. And then we do offer gifting on ShopMy and LTK here and there, and people link us on there a lot because we're also connected through there with our products.
Yeah.
And then this is where it gets in the nitty gritty is influencer and UGC. So for everyone listening, influencer is when you pay someone to post content on their page. And then UGC is when you pay someone to make you a video or for you to post on page. So like nudes. So we do a lot of, because we have a lot of jobs, we have a lot of content. A lot of brands do this because it's hard to post every day and have if you have only so many social media people.
Yeah.
So you'll pay people to make content for you. So then there's new faces, freshness, different fun styles, etc. And those are usually cheaper because it's for a nudes page. And then paid influencers, when you pay an influencer to post on their page, a paid influencer campaign. So usually those are used when you're trying to get like maximum reach or really get the word out there. Like sales are a very good example, or like maybe a really big new drop for a brand who doesn't do drops as often. And so those are that. And then there's ads. Last one. Ads is just a paid, you can pay an influencer, you can pay anyone to do an ad. An ad is, it's clarified hashtag ad, and it's an ad. And we can run it ourselves through our ad program, or we can have you post it, and then we do this thing called whitelisting, where it makes it look like you post it and it's on ad. And so mainly where my attention goes here is I work with Kelly, our social media manager, to get UGC girls for our content. We're actively looking at our affiliate program, ShopMy and LTK. And then paid influencer campaigns are more like when we decide we want to do that, but that's not something that's consistently run.
Yeah. Okay, going into this, because we had this conversation. I think this is so cool and so intriguing because I'm learning listening to you too. Because I've dabbled in a little bit for other, like my clients, if they were trying to find those types of people, right? And I want to ask, oh my God, there's so many questions. Number one, how do you, if you were an influencer, and you wanted to reach out to a brand, not even nude specific, just a brand in general, what is typically what a brand looks for in order to choose that influencer?
Great question. I think it depends on the brand for sure, but I think for at least nudes sake, I like to look if they've worn nudes, posted nudes, tagged it, DM'd us, something like that, and or followed Dairyland, because we're kind of one. So that's something I look for when I'm looking for influencers. I'd be like, wait, she would be really cute because she's interested in it. So that's like one factor I do. A second one is when I'm looking at YouTube, I don't even mind engagement. I don't mind followers. That doesn't matter. It's the quality of your content, because the quality of your content would then be posted on our page.
Yeah.
So then my brain for that is different. I look at their feed and I look at their content and see how they do. And then for like paid influencer, I look at their engagement rate and their followers and all those things, and I see So I think you have to know what you're reaching out for first, because I do get people who reach out and ask, like, I'd love to work in some way. And so I do appreciate if someone, because some people reach out just to be like on PR lists, which is fine. And I love to know that. And I put on, but those are more PR lists or more hand selected for like, oh, we think this collection will look really good on them kind of thing. I think brands do it differently. They might, if you reach out, put you on a list. Um, but I think you need to know what you're asking for. So if you're asking for a UGC or a paid influencer, be like, I'd love to work with you and make content with you. And I think then, you go through like rates and all those sorts of steps. And then I would like look into your page, etc. DM for us works. I go through and I say, like, reach out to, and then I give you my email. If there's something further there. And I think just like consistency is always a key. I know the reason I found Shelby was because she consistently tagged us and posted us in DMs. And it may have been her 10 millionth time I found her. It may be someone 100th time, but like that's how it works. If you have like a dream to work with that brand, just like you need to also like give value into the brand for a brand to work with you, I think too.
Yeah, and just like letting them know that you just didn't follow them just to make a buck, and
Yeah, and like you actually bought the clothes and enjoyed it.
you actually put some time and effort
Yeah.
into it instead of 5 minutes. Okay, you said this a while ago, because a lot of with influencers and what we're seeing right now, and then what was also like just chatted a little bit yesterday about on my stories, is when people are hiding things on their social media, how does
Mhm.
that look to brands? And for me to be very clear with this, if you're listening to this, is hiding likes, engagement, whatever that is, like, what is your take on that? If they want to be an influencer, if they want to grow, if they want to work with brands, whether that's affiliate or UGC.
Yeah. So, everyone's opinion is different. I don't think it's good to hide your likes or comments at the end of the day. I think it is normalized now, so it's something I've had to accept and not deter from if it's something, but I appreciate more if a creator, even if they're smaller's engagement is bad, and then it's something I just monitor and look, and if it gets higher. But if your engagement is bad and then you have the high followers, then it is giving off that it doesn't give off a great look. So that's why some people hide it. Where it's like, I think it's just honesty and like is more appreciated when I look at it. So I only look at engagement rate mainly when I'm doing that paid influencer campaign. I mean, I do look at it always. It's like a habit. But I just appreciate people who have it on and then they know that engagement might have slept on one video and they're like, okay, that doesn't land with my audience. And then they learn from it and they grow. And I just think it's better and I think it's better for you as a creator to know that.
Yeah.
And I think it's also just admirable to have it out there and you grow and that's who you are, instead of hiding it because it can give off certain bad looks, even if that's not why you hit it. And you didn't. Some people don't know and they just see that as the thing and they do that.
Yeah. Okay, if you could give a piece of advice to an upcoming, well, just because you're a brand. Okay, let's do this in
Yeah.
two parts. Number one, just because we're on this topic right now, but if you could give advice to an upcoming content creator, influencer, whatever the case may be, what advice
Mhm.
would you give to them if their future goal is to reach out to a brand? And at
Okay.
what point would you tell them to start reaching out to a brand? Is there a certain number? Is there just like shoot your shot? Like, what is it?
I'm having major imposter syndrome that you're asking me for advice, but I like love it. Like, and I shouldn't because I like work here, but I'm having
Every
it too.
time you give advice, it's good advice. So I need you to just like be one with your advice and be like, this is it, girl. I love it.
And this
You
is
got
all personal, but I would say number one advice to creators, what lands now, is just authenticity. Do what is true to yourself.
it. Boom.
Talk to the camera, post to the camera like it's your friend, like it's Instagram was 10 years ago when you posted just to post. And then there wasn't all these like filters and hashtags and all that, which yes, have to be in consideration, but the more authentic, that's how I found those 10 women, was because they were authentic. And if your authenticity is a certain way of like high fashion, that's perfect. High fashion brands want to, you know what I mean? Or like you're a makeup artist and that's your authentic self, do it. Always will win it over. Always. Reaching out to a brand, I hate putting numbers on things. I don't know why, but I would just say if you're a smaller number in your eyes, I would still shoot your shot with the brand. brands are finding a lot of value in UGC smaller creators because they stay authentic and they end up actually having high engagement and converting. So I would still shoot your shot if you're smaller. It's just that thing like actors say, like 10 no's before a yes, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
might not work. But that's even with job interviews. Like, I just think you always need to shoot your shot. I applied to like 50 jobs. I messaged 50 people on LinkedIn, you know, and look where I am now. So I would not say a number is too small. I just think you got to be persistent and consistent. And then they might catch you when you're a little higher. They might catch you early on, but I would still try.
Okay, what advice would you give someone that is 22 that is looking to get into just working in marketing and how to shoot their shot? Really just like how to shoot their shot, because ultimately, like, I still get imposter syndrome. You have it you've said a couple times, like any person does, because they don't feel like, oh, I'm not qualified enough, experienced enough, like whatever. What's your advice right now to someone for that?
My advice is it's all about connections. And like, you might be like, that's easy for you to say, your aunt's like the ultimate connection, but it truly, like, the amount of things I've needed to find in this job and do, it was all about connections. So one, never ever pass up the opportunity to network and make connections. And like, that's why at the end of the day, always be kind, because that person in your class that you were kind to might be someone you need in the future. So if you're in college, go to those career fairs. I know everyone hates it. I hated it. Follow them on LinkedIn. That's the other part of this. Connections and networking lead straight into LinkedIn. I grinded on LinkedIn and applied. And messaged people on LinkedIn. And I got some ways with that. I got interviews through that. And my other advice too is, I hate this advice and I've heard it before, and you're going to hate it too, is interviews are great practice, and like, do all the interviews. It truly is. That's why I could stand in front of Darylyn when she asked me those questions when we were in bathing suits and I had no idea, and I could answer it the way I did because I had like 30 interviews before then, you know?
Yeah.
So I just think it's like, you have to treat finding a job like a job, and you have to network and connect, grind on LinkedIn, and just like, you'll never know when that opportunity arises. So that's why you won't have that imposter syndrome, even though I said I did. But like, I didn't, because I did those interviews, I did those workshops and career fairs, and like, and it got me here. So I just say, like, give it your all and it will work out if you try your hardest.
What a good answer.
Thank you.
Okay, last question. What do you hope to see come out of the Nuudist program? Because we are together for 1 year. Well, I'm going to just say forever because we're now friends. But for 1 year, what do you hope truly to your core is what comes out of this entire program?
I mean, it's a kind of a two-parter for me personally. I really want to make, Natalie and Darylyn proud too, that I did the people we picked in the program, and the audience's reactions and the conversions and the aware, all of that like makes them proud and it was successful. But then, like, on a brand side too, of myself, or as being the employee, there's two-parter. One, I want you guys to all be a community and a friends now, and you felt like you got something out of this, and you grew, and you got that Darylyn mentorship, and you got that mentorship from us, and you felt like you were a different person at the beginning of the year in the best way to the end, in the best way.
Yeah.
And so I think that's my biggest goal, is to make Darylyn and Natalie proud that we did it and that it had that, and then you guys proud that you got something out of it too and you grew.
I'm excited. I'm excited to interview you in a year to say,
Yeah,
like,
we should do these like.
I love it
little-
because I told all of them, I was like, literally, it might feel silly because majority of y'all, this is your first one. And I was like, but in 1 year, you're going to be like,
Yeah.
look at where I've gotten to, look what I've learned, how it, it succeeded. Like, even you in NUUDS, like, I can't wait to watch you blossom and grow. But thanks for being here.
Oh my gosh, no, like, it was so fun, and like, I love when people ask me these niche questions, because like, at the end of the day, I am 22 and it's my first job, but I do like love to have things to say, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do it. It was so fun.
Absolutely.
And this is why, like, I wouldn't be here if I didn't do this and connect with you and network with you and pick you. So
I'm just so
I
excited.
love
So guys, okay, wait, tell them where they can find you if you want to give out your Instagram. If not, literally
Yeah.
just tell them nudes, whatever you want. And we'll also put everything in the show notes that she says. So, but go ahead.
Perfect. You can find me on Instagram at Belle McDonough with 2 H's. And I think my TikTok is also Belle McDonough. Just so you know, I'm the behind the scenes of creators. So I am not as cute as an influencer out there, and all mine is just, like I said, very fun and authentic to myself. So follow along if you're having fun. And that's it, really. And I'm just so thankful and excited to meet some of you people. And hopefully you got nudes from Shelby.
Yeah. All right, guys. If you like this episode, please like, comment, share, leave us a review. And until next time, welcome to the new chapter.